feel like
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chrissy Crash podcast. I am here.
Ball sack. Of course, my fucking phone rings.
Motherfucking rudely interrupted B train.
We declined it. I'm supposed to be working right now. Although I did tell my boss, I was like, yo, I'm going on a podcast between 1:30 and whenever I'm done, so I'm off limits to you. And he laughed. He's like, I can't wait to watch this. So, of course, my phone rings with like a legitimate work call.
Of course, legitimate work call. Illegitimate for this hour.
Right.
All right, so yes, welcome to the Chrissy Crash podcast. It has been a little while since we have done a podcast, and I have been meaning to do one. So when B was like, yo, the world needs our support with how to work from home, how to survive the craziness, I was like, what better two people to care about this than you and I? I was like, fuck yeah. So here we are. So just to kick things off, I really want to acknowledge that the shit has hit the fan, my friends. Shit has hit the fan, and it's fucking crazy. So those of you guys that are listening, you may be in one of many places. You may be not impacted at all. You may be in the middle of a fucking shit show. It may feel like life is ending. Like wherever you are, we just want to acknowledge that where you are is perfectly okay. And our goal today is to support you with going from wherever you are right now to just like really saying if shit's gonna fucking hit the fan and we are where we are, then how do we make the best of it, right? And I think that this is gonna be, we're gonna have some fun. I think it's important to have some laughs and some fun. And yeah, we're gonna fucking go for this thing. So yeah, hi B. What's up, dog?
Hey, girl. How's Costa Rica, homie?
Costa Rica's hot as fuck right now. I was just explaining to my mom that it kind of feels outside like someone's just blowing a hairdryer on you when the wind blows.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, and
rainforest.
Yeah, and I have no AC, so I'm just sort of inside right now, like kind of melting a little bit. But it's good, you know. I'm sweating out the toxins and bad juju, and it's okay. I like it here. I like my sweaty little Costa Rican town. How's Denver?
Oh, girl, Denver's good. It's like 60s right now. The clouds are starting to come in because it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Per usual, you know, we get every season in about 24 hours. So it'll be, I'm sure, beautiful on Friday. So tomorrow it snows. Today it's good. So I'm going to run the dogs again tonight, work out outside, and then fucking one step at a time.
Fuck yes. One step at a time. And you guys just officially went work from home, yeah?
Yeah, we did go work from home because again, I'm with New Leaf Naturals. It's a full spectrum CBD company out of Denver, out of Colorado. So yeah, yesterday, pretty much like non-essential personnel working from home. So we sit in a GMP certified facility. Everything that we have is clean. So we just had to go. So production is there, fulfillment is there. I trust them. They're awesome. And like, I mean, the past couple of days have weird. Like you can feel it, you can sense it in the air. Like something's happening, y'all. But like, we don't know where to put that energy. And some people did spiral. Some people, I'm aggressive with my words and my actions, where I'm like, I will fucking be here to the end, whatever you guys need. So,
I will be here till this motherfucker burns down.
I will ride this motherfucker. Whatever
you run out of weed and they storm the castle.
I know. New Leaf for life. Yeah, I'm fucking, zombie apocalypse. I'm in the middle of them. Hi, let's go. So, I mean, there's always like one side of the spectrum. I'm usually on the more aggressive side. Here we are. So yeah, yesterday, and again, having owned a business where there's like, you have to turn the lights on, you have multiple locations, you have employees. It's not just like, oh, go home. There's a lot of shit in the background that you have to fucking take care of. So right. I have mad respect for the way that my organization handled everything. Like, I don't know if we should have been shut down last. I don't know these things. So I can't sit there and I'm not an expert. I'm just your resident fucking asshole. So I can't sit there and say like, oh, we like any organization should have shut down this day or that day, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. Just smile and say thank you that our organization is going to have a job and like we're going to stay in business once this is all over and like once we are able to go back to work. So I bite my tongue when people are like, oh, we should have done this, we should have done that. Have you owned a business before? Like, have you?
Well, and I think that a lot of people are struggling right now too, because it's like, it's just really hard to understand. And I think that everyone is just, it's hard to understand what's happening and to process what's happening. And I think there's a lot of feelings around like, but it's not fair. Like, and it's not, right? None of this is fair. Like, it's important to acknowledge like the feelings that everyone is having right now are fucking valid, right? And
yeah, absolutely. Feel the feels.
Feel the feels. And it's okay. Like, if you just have to, like, you know, sit in your couch and snuggle your dog and like have some tears, like, it's okay. You know, we were
absolutely
talking about this with some friends yesterday, that the energy is there. And so like, we're going to have weird random reactions to stuff like that. And part of the reason that I loved that you were like, yo, let's do this podcast is I think that especially for a lot of people, roller derby is like therapy. And so like,
yeah, dude,
when you can't go and like hit things a couple days a week and like hang out with your friends and have like those physical interactions and those social interactions, it can really throw you off. And like for someone like you or me who have worked from home before, it's not necessarily like a real, as much of a mental shift, but for a lot of people, like this is a really big deal. And so like, I love that we're going to do this, like being an indoor athlete, podcast. And just like, so basically like for those of you listening, like our goal is basically to talk to you about like surviving social distancing, working from home, you know, keeping up your cross training, and like how do you manage that around families and pets and life, and whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. So we wanted to like just at least create something for everyone.
I do want to note that this is my only child's dream. Everyone goes away. Like, I'm so excited. I've been listening to like, oh, brothers and sisters and this and that. I'm like, this is my fucking dream. Go away. I might look like I'm social on social media, because like that's what you do, like that's the point, and I know how to manipulate it and create that story. Go away.
Just go away.
Out of here.
So magical and quiet. So we basically asked Facebook and Instagram what people wanted us to talk about on this podcast. We're basically going to field some of the questions that you guys gave us, and hopefully you find some value out of this. So the first thing that somebody had brought up was about, hang on, I'm looking at my fucking notes. I should have written this down actually with legible handwriting, because I have to go back to your email. Even though I wrote down. Yes, we have people, first of all, talking about scheduling and actually getting things done from home, right? And I think this is a really important one, whether you are working from home, or even more importantly, honestly, if you're not like working from home and maybe you were laid off, or maybe your job just sent you home, like I think scheduling is a really, really important thing. And I know for me, like having a morning routine, and I teach this to all my girls inside of KCIT, is super duper important, because if you have some structure, especially if you're used to already operating inside of structure, not having structure can throw you the fuck off. So making sure you have some kind of a morning routine. Like, B, what's your morning routine look like?
So my morning routine changed today. Because again, I am working from home and I have done it before. So I need to make sure that the dogs leave me alone. So this will also kind of tie into like, what do you do with your pet distractions? Like, please also understand I have dogs. I don't have cats. Cats are assholes. Like, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want. You live in their world. So I cannot speak to cats. I don't know what to do. So in terms of dogs, and I even let my team know, New Leaf, that usually I'm in the office between like 8 and 8:30 in the morning. Like, I like to get in, it's quiet as fuck, like to handle my shit, get the fuck out, and then I'll do the dog park, then I'll do the gym stop, then I'll do like dinner and all that. I like to handle it early, and also like with the flow of like my office is, I like, again, only child syndrome. Everyone be quiet. So
you're now switching it up a little bit and being like, okay, if I'm going to be home, dogs need to be mellow. So it's like, wait,
exactly.
Take the puppies out.
Exactly. Oh, and also I also made a rookie mistake this morning. Poop before you leave. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get after it. I'm going to go, like, I'm telling you. And again, plus too, like we're in social fucking quarantine. I am not shitting in a public fucking bathroom. I am not going to a public bathroom. Fuck you guys. So poop before they leave the house. Like if you learn nothing from this podcast, shit before you leave the house. So again, I almost made that rookie mistake.
I actually work my morning poop into my morning routine because same thing. If I leave and like I try to go from here to like before, obviously I was doing yoga outside the house, but like if I would even try to go to yoga, if you have to shit in the middle of yoga, down dog sucks so much. So it would usually be like wake up, drink like my half decaf, have regular calf coffee, wait like 30 minutes, read some positive shit, and then take a dump and then go to yoga. So you gotta work that shit in, V. Literally work that shit in.
I almost made that rookie mistake, but I don't know what it was. Like I got caught on a video of like Dirty Deborah Harry. She was, I don't know. So she was looking lovely and like looking great as she does because she's fucking Dirty Deborah Harry. So watching like Dirty's video about like being inspirational, like we got this. Yeah, we're closed. We've been around for 44 years. We're not going to let this stop us. We're going to come back better than ever. I'm like, yeah, Dirty. Oh my God. I almost just made a bad mistake.
Let's do it right now.
I went to the bathroom and then I went out the door. So take pooping into consideration for your morning routine, please.
Yes. Guys. And I actually want to, this is kind of off the morning routine topic, but I want to say fucking high fives, Dirty Deborah Harry. Like, that is such an important attitude to have right now.
Yeah.
Like, there are two ways you can go with attitude right now is everything's going to be shitty. Oh my God, the market's crashing. Like, nothing's ever going to be the same again. Like, you could go in that direction, or you could go, you know what? We're going to fucking get through this as mankind. Yeah. We're going to figure out how to never have this happen again. Like, we're going to really, like, come together. Like, it just depends on what you focus on. Because the reality is whatever happens, whatever the outcome is going to be the outcome. But how you live your life leading up to the outcome depends on whether you're going to be an optimist about it or a pessimist about it. And you don't have to be like, oh, everything's fine, because everything's clearly not fine. But you can also say, eventually we're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? And I do want to acknowledge, and I do want it to like, when I notice that someone is spiraling and having a meltdown, like, I'm not fucking with you.
I know, you send me away whenever I'm melting down. You're like, Chrissy, just hit me back when you're done spiraling. I'm aware.
I know. I'm like, again, I love you. Like, why aren't you helping me? Like, I can't. There is nothing I can say or do in this moment to pick your fucking crying ass up off the fucking floor. Like, you have to do that yourself. I love you, but like, I can't. So like, and when I see, and I've had a handful of people call me and they're like, spiral. I'm like, okay. And I'll listen. And then I want to see, like, especially as a friend. And again, if you notice and you know that you spiral, like, again, mind your words and mind your mind. Like, we're all going through our own shit, and I can help a lot of you with conversation. At the same time, like, I hit a wall too. Like, stop.
Yeah, it's like reaching out. And granted, I didn't spiral about like the world ending or anything like that. Usually it's just regular personal shit. But like, I think there's something too, you know, really just being able to reach out, I think, is really, really important. And I think also having a lot of people like intentionally reaching out to a couple different people, if that's something that's possible in your life, is really, really important for sure.
Absolutely.
But also, you know, we have to do the work for ourselves too. You know, we have to do the work of like choosing to look for the positive, like choosing to be like, okay, this is going to be okay, even though it's not okay right now. Like, it's not an ideal situation, but like we can get there, right? So I digress. Moving back to structure and all those things for your day. So B says definitely she's got wake up, hang out till she takes a shit.
And drink water. Like, your body needs water.
Water will make you wake up. So will caffeine. Take the dogs to the park. And then now, have you moved your workouts around, or where are you doing your workouts in your day?
Workouts are at home now. Time of workouts are about the same, anywhere between like start time, anywhere between 4:30 and 6, depending on the day.
Cool. So then basically you go from take dogs to park, you come home, and you are just like you're going to just settle into work mode essentially.
Yep. So take the dogs to the dog park if I can, or like run them around. And then when I come back, I'll probably have a snack and sit down and get after it. So, when I sit down and get after it, like, for me, I have to, like, I know it's work time when my headphones are in. Like, so some people, it's like, I sit in this particular room, or I sit in this particular, like, place, chair, whatever the fuck that is. Like, you have to figure out, like, you have to, like, especially if you're working from home, like, you have to have a switch in your brain where you're like, work mode.
Yes.
I don't care if it's like you put on a sequin jacket, like, it's work mode. Like, I put on a sequin jacket, I'm like, okay, cool, work mode. Like, that's what it is for me. Headphones. That's what works for me. So you have to figure out what works for you.
Yeah, and on that note is also something it took me a really long time to learn was how to have some sort of a trigger of when work is over. Because especially when you're working from home, like planning things like, okay, I'm going to plan out my lunch break and I'm actually going to make myself take it. I'm not going to eat my lunch through like while I'm working, but I'm actually going to say, okay, I'm removing myself from this specific area. Or for me, what I do is I close my laptop and I put my laptop away because I have a relatively small place that I live in. So like closing my laptop, putting it away is like a symbol of like, I'm done with work for now. I can come back to it again after lunch or when I'm done for the day. It's like work is over, laptop is away. But otherwise, working for fucking ever.
Absolutely. There was, I don't know what, it was back when I was with Wicked, and I don't know what conference I was at or where I picked it up or where I read it. It was along the lines of like, don't have work laying around at home.
Yes.
So you can actually distance yourself in your brain. Like, this is home time. Mm-hmm. And I think that even like when I was in college, like, I think that there was a thing like, don't study from your bed, because that could either like lead to a nap. I mean, again, it works for some people, but like if you're noticing that you are not where you need to be or want to be, like some shit's got to fucking change.
Yeah. So making that specific office space.
Exactly. And whatever that looks like for you, because again, like you've been here, like my house isn't that big. So we're working with what we've got.
Working with what we got, people. And so just to come back on that note too, for those of you guys that are not working right now for whatever reason, if your job decided to do layoffs, etc., it's actually really important for you to create some kind of a routine for yourself, because here's the thing, as shitty as the situation is, the world has given you the opportunity called a whole bunch of free time, which means you can do a lot of things. You can read books, you can listen to podcasts, you can work out, you can paint, you know, like all those things that you have ever said, man, if I only had enough time, I would.
Motherfuckers, it is here.
Right. And now you're being given that time. And one of my clients, actually, she and I have been working on like her sort of life freedom goals, because she doesn't really like her job. And so the last month we've been working on like, okay, what would it look like? She's like, well, I would work way less and I would be able to paint more, or I would be able to sell my painting for like, be able to teach painting, right? She's like, I haven't painted in
Tell her I love her.
Yeah, but she hasn't painted in so long because she's been working so much. And we were talking yesterday and she's like, I have to work from home. I have a compromised immune system. And they don't really have work for her to do. So she's just got to stay home. And I was like, boo, you just manifested this shit. You just told the planet that you were going to work on how to like move out of your job into being able to paint more. I was like, you have just been given the gift called time to paint. Granted, it would be more optimal if you were getting paid for it, which you're not. But don't waste that time. So many people are going to turn off, tune out, watch YouTube, watch Netflix, and they're going to let the next couple of weeks go by. But what if you took that time and you said, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to work out. For everybody who said, I wish I had time to work out, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to work out, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to read that book I've always wanted to read. You can create a schedule for yourself of ideal things without it being like job related, you know?
Right. And I do want to point out too that for people, you know, maybe you have been working for 8, 12, 20 years, 100 hours a week, and you need to brain the fuck down. Brain down. Watch, spend a week like where all you do is not watch Netflix or YouTube, or like take that week, take that moment, and you're like, fuck yeah, and enjoy it, versus like punishing yourself later, like, oh, I should have like spent this time doing this other stuff. Like, if that's what you like, based on your life, like, you know your story better than I do. But like, if you need that day or that week to sit there and watch every fucking Star Wars ever made, or the Clone Wars, there's 7 seasons, guys. Like 7 seasons of fucking Clone Wars and took cartoons. Like, if you need that to whatever it is in your life to like move on from this chapter to the next chapter, fucking get after it, do it. Like, I just don't want you to like punish yourself later. Like, oh, I should have gone to the gym or I should have gotten biceps. Like, no, you needed to watch Netflix. Watch Netflix.
Like, take
It's
a look
okay.
at what it is do you need right now, right? Do you need to
Yeah.
like zone out for a while? Is zoning out serving you? Because for some people, it's not serving them, but it's the easy thing to do. And for some people, it's what they really need. They've been overworked. They're exhausted. Like, fuck. I've always wanted to like lay in bed for, 17 hours a day and watch Netflix. Then fucking do it, but do it and enjoy it, I think is the concept, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm making and I've done that too. Like where I've made myself feel bad for sleeping in, or I've made myself feel bad for taking a nap. No, your body and your soul needs you to lay the fuck down. Yes. So yeah, overachiever, aggro asshole over here. Like, yes, you need to sit.
Yes, enjoy it, relax. So for those of you that were asking about routines and stuff like that, scheduling and how to actually get work done, the key piece is have some kind of a morning routine that's going to set you up for success. Waking up, doing some kind of movement, putting something healthy in your body, like, and then like having that physical cue of like, now it's time for work, making sure you're unplugging a couple times throughout the day, having the physical cue of closing the laptop, taking the earphones out, and then at the end of the day, making sure that you're shutting everything down is going to really be key, so you can have that separation of church and state. The other thing that someone asked about was staying focused. So how do you feel like you stay focused when you work from home?
I literally yell at myself. No, like, no, like bad dog. Exactly. I do that in my brain because you're watching yourself hit the Instagram button on your phone. No, like don't hit the fucking Instagram button. Do not check Facebook one more time. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different. The memes are going to still be there. I promise you. Like, just take like, like whatever it is. I literally like, if you only fucking could hear my inner crazy lady voice all the time. No, stop it. No, it is basically the way that I talk to my dogs. I talk to myself. No.
So for you, it's like catching yourself, stopping yourself, catching yourself, stopping.
Yeah. And it's not, oh God, fuck. I think it was Go-Go 1,000 years ago where like at Angel City practice, she herself in like bad habits. Like you're driving to work and you're stuck in the routine. And then you just like, next thing you know, like how the fuck did I just get here? Like, and even when it comes to like smokers and like trying to get off of cigarettes, like, all right, you had a cigarette. Okay. Next, like now what? You said that you were going to quit. You had another cigarette. Like, again, don't punish yourself. At the same time, like there are still steps that we can make to go forward with our lives. And again, like it's just the not punishing yourselves. But again, Lord knows I fucking like have scrolled way too many times because again, these coronavirus memes are hilarious.
There's so many.
They're fucking fun. There are so many and they're so good. And like the doctors are getting involved in the memes. And I'm like, this is great. Put it down. Put
so for
the
you, it's
fucking
like
internet down.
It's just having that constant like redirection and things like that.
Exactly.
What
like
do you
it's redirect.
Handle the distractions? Is there anything that you do to like minimize them at all?
Fuck, dude. No, like waffles and hazel. No, dude. You just have to fucking do it. Like,
Do you create task lists or anything like that? Like if you're going through like a day, like any of that stuff? Do you have like goals?
Not really.
At all? No.
Not really. Like in terms of like work stuff, I don't have like I'm gonna call 40 people today. I probably should. I mean, we use Salesforce. I probably should. Like you need to call 40 people. Like I get like once you've been in sales and you've been in activity for so long, you know what to fucking do. But like for other people, like they might need a checklist. Like, did I call my 10 people today? So I know like, so we have like new leads, initiated contact, working, engagement needed. So they're like their engagement needed like out in the motherfucking distance. Like you're not buying anytime soon. Right. And they're like high priority and dead. So once a week, I literally go through all of it.
Okay.
Like I sit down and like I'm on that train, like I'm on that focus train of like, this is what you're doing until you are done. You are not fucking getting up.
Yeah. So for you, it's basically redirect without making yourself wrong and just kind of do that over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes just like, oh, you just wasted a half an hour. Oops. My
Let's
bad.
carry on. So for me, I think the biggest things for me that have helped a lot with like minimizing distractions. Number one is going to be close unnecessary windows. Like if you have
Okay.
extra shit open on your computer, like if Facebook's open on your computer, like I'm probably going to click on it, right? Because in the little
Yeah.
tab, it's like so-and-so messaged you. And I'm like, ooh. So for me, closing the tabs has been a big one. The other
Good.
one is like on my phone. I
Hmm.
don't have any sound or any vibration. So my phone doesn't
Oh yeah.
it doesn't make sound. Like even for us having this podcast right now, like my phone is placed like face down. So that
Yeah.
way, like if someone does text me, it's not going to vibrate. It's not going to
Hmm.
buzz. It's not going to bing. And I can't see it light up. So what that allows
Hmm.
me to do is like stay more focused on my work versus like every 2 seconds. It takes so much brain energy to read, like to like re-engage in what you're doing. So for me, I find just like minimizing the distractions in general,
Yeah.
like really helps me a lot. B is just a glutton for punishment. She's just like, redirect, motherfucker.
Exactly. Well, and plus too, like it's funny that you mentioned that because like I did that so long ago that it's not even a part of my life
Yeah.
because I have no like I don't have dings on my phone because I put that like honestly like 5-10 years ago like I don't sleep with my phone in like I don't sleep with my phone in the room like it no I just made that conscious decision however many years ago to just do that where like that doesn't like that stuff doesn't even like cross my brain
You're
so
like,
when you're talking about
oh,
like
right. All that shit I did that made my life easier so long ago.
I
Yes.
know. So I'm like, oh wait, that actually like does work a couple years
Yeah.
down the line. And like again, at first it's just that behavior and it's that pattern where it's like, no, because again, I already closed all the tabs. I don't like again, only child syndrome. Go the fuck away.
Leave me alone. My God,
Leave me alone.
leave me alone. Okay, cool. So yeah, so for people that are trying to stay focused, I think that's the big one. Another one that really helps me, especially being at home, is I make deals with myself. Like I need to get this, and this done before lunch, and then I get
Okay.
blank. And I try to make
Got it.
them like easy, like not stretch goals, but like I'm for sure gonna
Yeah.
get this, and this done. And so like
Yep.
it makes me hustle through stuff. And I find
Got
that
it.
that helps me stay a lot more focused because then I can also know that I can shut my computer and go enjoy having lunch and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like crossing things off. I fucking love crossing that shit off. Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Somebody else asked about discipline for work for little workouts throughout the day. I
Yeah.
don't personally do little workouts throughout the day. I also
Oh, yeah.
find that discipline dissipates throughout the day. So I prefer to work out in the morning, first thing in the morning, before I can have an excuse not to later. Because if I try to do it later, I'm not going to fucking do it. B, however, works out in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So like for me, I find that if it's in my morning routine, it's automatic. And so that
Yeah.
really works for me. And then during the day, I actually schedule in like walks with the dog, going
Mhm.
outside, like literally scheduling in going outside time. Otherwise, you're going to lose your mind. How the fuck do you go to the gym in the afternoon? How do you do it?
I
Have you just been doing it long enough that it's just like what you
I
do?
think so. Because I'm reflecting back on it, and I think so because it was either because everything for me nowadays, like it just goes back to chalk. Like when I was like super excited about like really being in shape and like being at the gym versus like roller derby practice, your schedule is your practice, your practice. Like for ice hockey, my games are my game time. So that is what it is. So when I have a choice, and it was mainly more for like the community. So when the cool kids were hanging out at 6 a.m., fuck yeah, I'm going to get up and go like work out with my friends at 6 a.m. So, but then there's also a really good group that would hang out or go to like the 4 p.m. or the 5:30 p.m. So it wasn't for me, like it was never really important to me. Like I need to get up and work out. Like I feel great. Like I feel great whether I work out in the morning or at night. So it's just a matter of like, you just have to get it in where it fits.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, for me, I need to get it done because it's an easy thing to check off. It makes me feel good. It's like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And honestly, and like, I don't do, because I've worked, like I've owned a small business and then consulted for years. And like, here we are in Denver. I still never did like the happy hour scene. I think recently I was walking by I was walking through the office and someone mentioned something about happy hour. And I was like, Fuck, I don't think I've done that in years. Like gone to a like brunch, absolutely. Fuck yeah, let's rage and party. But like happy hours, I don't do them anymore. Like, cause I never like go to work and then like I have to run to the bar to drink.
Right.
Like I do that.
You love your life. Dish.
Yeah,
You're
I love it.
You're not going to cope with alcohol. You'd rather go like get a sweat in and cope with sweat.
Cope with sweat. And like, don't kid yourself. Like, I will fucking cope with alcohol later. That is just later at night. I don't need you guys judging me for another fucking round of drinks, you dicks.
In the wee hours of the evening. So just to point back to this question too about disciplines for little workouts throughout the day. For whoever asked this question, if you're listening, I think that we overestimate what quote unquote exercise is necessary. And honestly, for my clients, I would rather see them taking 4 walks around the block for 20 minutes than like doing like squats 20 minutes in a day. Like for a workout to be effective, I would rather have someone doing a 30 to 45 minute like focused workout where you can focus on strength training. And if you just need to move your blood and get out, I would rather see someone walking a couple times a day. I don't know if you
like if you're gonna like walk around the block. I mean, yesterday I ran a mile and every time I turned a corner, I did 10 air squats.
Yeah. But you did it in like a focused period of time versus like,
absolutely.
I'm going to get up from my workout or my work to like do 20 squats. You're just not going to get
and then you're just sitting in your fucking schmeg. Like,
yeah, you're all sweaty. But if your goal is to get in a great workout, schedule time to get in a great workout. If your goal is to get in some movement, don't feel like it has to be done through squats and push-ups, especially it sounds like for this person, they don't really want to do mini workouts throughout the day. They're just trying to make themselves do it. I'd rather see that person going out, walking, moving around, breathing, listening to some good music and relaxing versus trying to make yourself suffer like 4 or 5 times a day. Doesn't sound.
And then you're sitting in your schmeg, unless you're into that sort of thing.
I mean, I guess if you're going to be doing it at home, I mean, I'm sitting
but you're still
right now. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm so sweaty right now. It's so
gross, dude.
The next one was good and bad pet distractions. So let's talk about pet distractions. I think pets come back.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think pets come back to planning again, right? Like if you work from home and you have a pet, like take them out, like pre-plan the dog run around the day. But I think also, especially right now, pets are important. Like take some time and snuggle that motherfucker a couple times a day and just like be okay to like have some pet therapy. You know, but know the difference between the two. Are you procrastinating from doing work by petting your dog, or are you taking a break that you really know that you need to like snuggle?
Yeah. And sometimes you just gotta snuggle. That's okay. Like, and part of my morning routine is my alarm will go off and then I will snuggle my dogs for 15 minutes.
Yeah, like a scheduled in 15 minutes. I've slept on her couch for like a week and a half. Literally, the alarm goes off, the door doesn't open, and then 15 minutes later, out come dogs and B-Train, and my dog too. Apparently, he'll snuggle with me.
Get all of them. Because again, designated snuggle time.
Awesome. Anything else about good and bad pet distractions?
Again, if you have cats, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Cats are a distraction because they like lay on your computer and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad
but then I don't know. I haven't had a cat in a long time. And again, I don't know. I have no suggestions for you. I think because
with cats, maybe give them like string and mice or something. There's just nothing to do with the cat when it's laying on your shit. You just have to like tell it to get off your shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though, like cats are assholes. So you'll tell it to get off your stuff and then it will literally go shit in your shoe. So like cats are jerks. So like if you need a cat to do something productive for your life, the cat will be like, ha ha ha, okay, bitch. And then it will go fuck up your life somewhere else. So I don't know.
What you're saying is give your cat away. I don't know.
No, I had a cat.
Fonz was fucking adorable. And he would he didn't shit in anything. Like he was a good kitty, but he did. He would like be on my computer, on my stuff. I would appreciate the cuteness of it. And then I would take a picture for Instagram to share the cuteness. And then I would just shoot him along the way.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Some cats are bigger dicks than our old cats.
Yeah, your cats are dicks. But that's because you're a dick. So I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean, Apple, tree.
Yeah, not follow.
You've met us.
What about not going stir crazy? Somebody asked about how do you not go stir crazy while you are stuck at home. You want to go first on this one?
Go outside. Go outside.
Yeah.
Like walk around. I mean, other people, I mean, we are practicing social distancing and I appreciate that because again, only child syndrome, get the fuck out of here. So I like it. Like I can go outside, I can walk around. Like even yesterday when I was on my run running with waffles, like people are out there. You can still like smile and wave. You don't have to stop and say hi, but there are other people there. Like there are other humans outside. So that will help with the stir crazy because again, like these walls can close in real quick. So if you're having a moment, go outside.
Yeah. And even if you're someone who you're like, well, fuck, I live in a big city and we have been on like lockdown. Like I know like there's a lot of cities right now, like bigger cities like New York or
San Francisco,
where they're on some bigger lockdowns. I mean, honestly, even something as simple as like sitting on your front porch, staring at the clouds or a tree, like meditating a little bit, like you said, just getting a little bit of fresh air and getting yourself outside, I think does wonders. If you can walk, fuck yeah. My mom's been walking a lot.
Good. Go mom. Yeah. Or like, it sounds so fucking cheesy. Like literally just touch a branch, touch a tree, just touch something that is alive, that like has roots, that goes into the ground. Again, if you're able to, again, if you're in a city and you can leave, I mean that like just,
they're up there.
Yes. Stare at the clouds, like just physically leave your apartment. For 5 seconds, if you can.
5 seconds, and remind yourself it's a Buddhist thing. You can find life in nature. Just look at the clouds and notice how they swoosh by and they don't stay in one spot. Much how this situation is going to swoosh by eventually. Swoosh. That is what clouds do. It's a technical term. Swoosh.
Okay. All right, Nike. Okay.
I think another one for not going stir crazy though is to like really like ask yourself, what would you do at that time? Like there's so many times where you've probably been at work and like, man, if I had the time, I would blah, blah, blah. Like now's the time. Yeah. I've been seeing so many cool things of like people making art, coloring, drawing, like doing puzzles, playing cards, like reading books. I mean, we have access to everything on Kindle. There's so many podcasts. There's so many movies. Like there's so many like books that you can get on Kindle. You know, there's so many opportunities to like learn a new fucking skill. Like there's even like free online courses. You know, like Udemy.
Oh, didn't the National Public Library, didn't they like give away books for free?
Ooh, did they?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. A lot of organizations are just like take everything for free.
Nice. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can get books for free on Prime as well. So really ask yourself, like, I mean, if you're going to be stuck here, why don't you learn something too? I personally, wait for it, I'm going to read Dune.
Okay.
I don't know how. I do know how. I made a friend with this guy in Nicaragua who just finished reading Dune, and he bestowed on me this copy of Dune, which I have started. We're going to see if I get through it because I'm not into like sci-fi shit, but I've decided I'm going to do something new in the midst of all this madness. I'm going to read it.
Oh, I'm going to show you the book that I read recently.
Oh God, is it fucking Star Wars?
Close. Oh God, I got it. You ready? Effing birds, motherfuckers. Yeah, so it's about it's a field guide to identification of birds, and then there's captions that are not politically correct.
See B-Train's Instagram story on a daily basis. Semix, SEMEIKS.
Yeah, oh my God, 1,000 years later, you spelled my fucking last name.
I used to think your last name was Smeagol.
I know. I smile and I nod to a lot of people. Is that your name? Yep, absolutely.
I don't know. I always thought there were some L's in there. There's no
That's
L's.
Okay.
No L's.
No, that's fine.
No L's. Somebody else's question was, yes, B-Train called you a hoe.
Yep.
Is that a question?
Yeah. Well, more of a statement, because when I was posting on Facebook and Instagram, I was like, all right, you hoes partying from like Ho Town from your living room. They're like, did you just call me a hoe? Yes, I called you a motherfucker.
Called you a hoe. All right, hoes. Other things we wanted to touch on was like parents, introverts, and extroverts. So parents, if you're home with your kids, you're like, holy fuck. I have been seeing so many awesome like parent things on Instagram, like kids making forts, kids doing art, like, you know, I've even seen like, you know, doing like their schoolwork and then like going out with their parents and doing like recess. Like, I mean, sure it's not optimal for your children to be at home, but I definitely think that there's an opportunity to like find some fun and bring them into your routines.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so parents, yeah, include them. Like those little bastards are looking up to us, looking up to the adults. So show them like, hey, here's my morning routine because of why. And then work with them, show them something new, like, oh, when I was your age, I did this, or art, or like I used to love like cross stitching with my grandmother. So like just like kids like to play with stuff. They're gross, but like they like to play with stuff and do stuff. So bring them into your routine. I mean, if you're an attorney and you're reading and practicing law, like read to your kid. It might be boring as fuck, but like read to them.
Every attorney's like, go fuck yourself. I'm not reading.
Exactly. Or make them read to you. Like, hey, this is like, oh, come on, little motherfucker. Like, come on in. Like, I'm working right now. Oh, when I was running waffles, when I was walking the dogs yesterday before I ran waffles, there was this grandma, she was reading a book, and then like grandkid comes and sits on the bench, like, Grandma, I'm bored. If I would have said that as a kid, my parents, my family then would have been like, climb a motherfucking tree, get the fuck outside. So yeah, like get in here, like, come on, you're gonna be bored, I'm gonna fix it. And I tell you, if that kid doesn't want to do what you want to do, they're gonna figure out how to not be bored. So yeah,
it's true.
Bring them in.
True. So just remember, I think the biggest thing too is just remember this is not gonna last forever. As much as it might like it's gonna last forever, it's not gonna last forever.
Who's
my dog?
I don't know.
Being a dog, doing dog things. And then also, you know, this is a time for us to take care of each other. Really, really take care of each other, right? Like introverts, we're used to being home alone. Like I for days. Like it might not seem same as B. It might not seem like I'm an introvert, but like I can really go for like days at a time and like not see people because I love what I do. So I'm talking to people on the phone, like, you know, I'm like creating content or whatever. I'm thinking about whatever it is I'm gonna do next to like help people. So it's like easy for me to be at home alone. So introverts, think about your extroverted friends and definitely like check in on them, right?
Yeah.
Like, because those guys are probably suffering more. And I don't know about you, B, but I have been really making it a point. Like, I've been texting my friends every day. I've been like, Marco Polo is a really great app because like you can like it's like video texts with your friends. You can create a group.
Okay.
It's super fun. So like I've got like two of my friends, Angie and Becky, we've had a Marco Polo going since I left the country, and I just like revamped it today. I was like, bitches, I need to see your faces every single fucking day. And so we've got like this Marco Polo going, like with your roller derby team, make one, and like all of you can be in there and like post your workouts or like talk shit, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So like, and again, most of the extroverts that I know also stubborn assholes. So it's okay to ask for help. Like, I don't know how to do this.
Yes.
And that's okay. Like, you have to still ask for help because again, we'll reach out so many times before we stop.
Yeah. So extroverts, if you're stuck at home and you're like stubborn as fuck, like it's okay to reach out to somebody and go, yo, I'm not okay right now. Can we just FaceTime each other and like do headstands or like, I don't know, do something stupid together, like, or watch a movie with your friends. Like Netflix has this dope party thing where you can like watch movies with your friends as like chat. Awesome.
Oh, I need to figure that out. I haven't got that.
Yeah, apparently it's a Google extension. So you download the Google extension and then you launch Netflix inside of it and then you can chat with your friends. Speaking of which, we need to plan, I would like to watch a movie and drink some wine.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, I'm down to clown.
I also was kind of thinking that we should just do one with like everyone in the fucking Facebook land.
No, bitch, we have to do Whip It. Like, if we're gonna do any of them, it has to be Whip It.
Oh my god!
Because I'm gonna yell at Jackie Daniels for being a bitch and throwing Ellen Page.
I didn't even think about that. No, but it's not on Netflix. It's on Amazon.
Ballsack. Tell someone smart to figure it out.
You can't do it because I guess we could just have it as a watch party.
On Facebook?
On Facebook, and like everyone can press play at the same time or something. I don't know.
Is it kind of like the Led Zeppelin and
We
God,
did
Wizard
that.
of Oz?
Fun fact, if you're listening to this, scroll back in the Chrissy Crash podcast episodes, because me and Maven actually did watch Whip It together at my house. And if you press play on the podcast and you press play on the movie at the same time, you can watch the podcast along with the movie. So if you need something to do while you're stuck, that's a really great thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend it. Okay, let's see. Other than that, what else do we want to talk about? Yeah, so I mean, you guys just understand it's not ideal, right? This is not the ideal situation, but if I talk to my girls in Crash Course about this all the time, it's like, it's not about having your shit together in the calm situations, but it's like, how do you create serenity in like a fucking, in the eye of the storm, right? Like, how do you create that kind of calmness when everything else is going to shit around you? Because that's what's going to create your life experience, right? Like, you can get through this thing optimistically, you can get through this thing freaking out. It really is up to you, you know, and this crazy time, it's a crazy situation. It's okay to feel like shit's out of control. Like, it's okay. But also take a minute and fucking breathe and just ask yourself, like, how do I want to look back on this and have taken it on?
Absolutely. And the way that, so when you say that, it makes me think of one of my buddies back in California. He's like, the way that he views it's like, you know, when everything's going great, everything is great, everyone loves you. At the same time, like, how do you act and behave at your lowest common denominator? Like, filing bankruptcy, had to foreclose on your fucking house, like when shit hits the fan, going through a divorce, someone dies, like fucking real shit. Like, how are you getting through it? Like, yes, we're gonna have our fucking meltdowns, like that happens. At the same time, like, are you going to continue to spiral, or like, hey, reaching out, asking for help? Are you doing things to make you stronger mentally, physically, emotionally, and all that stuff, versus just like when and Eoring? And sometimes you might need to Eeyore, like be Eeyore for a day, like whatever your moment in time is, that's fine. Just like, what do you do at your lowest common denominator that defines you as a person?
Yeah, allow yourself to feel the feelings, and then decide whether you want to continue to choose that. Like, if you want to start choosing a different story, you know? Yes. And then last thing, I mean, we talked about cross training already. Is there anything else that you want to add in?
There are so many. I mean, you have your workouts, which are fucking rad, and you have your group, and you have your training, and you're doing a bunch of free stuff that are going to include on skates, off skates. And there's so much stuff on the internet. Like, I need a workout, pick up your phone, like go to YouTube. There's so much out there. And like, even the CrossFit gyms here in Denver, there's a ton of free stuff. Just, again, keep moving, because again, it's movement and blood flow that will keep us going and moving and healthy. It's like, it's the sedentary lifestyle where things probably will start to spiral.
Yes. So when you're sitting around, when you're eating like shit, and when you're thinking negative thoughts all at the same time, like, that is a recipe for disaster. So schedule time in to do something, whether it's one of our like free on skates, off skates practices. What the fuck you find on the internet. Find some delicious, healthy food. Like, I just got a bunch of beans and rice because it's a complete protein. I got a bunch of lentils because I can put them in water and sprout them. And then I got, what else did I get? I got some eggs and 2 bottles of wine. That was me.
Good girl. When I went to the store. I mean, I went to the store last night, and there's food. Paper products, no. So I'd already had toilet paper. I'm not trying to buy 30 rolls. It's just me and the dogs. I mean, there's food in the grocery stores. It might not be like ideal, but you know, I bought some gluten-free fucking like kitty mac and cheese noodle guys. So like, it'll be fine. I'm like, oh, I could spend $6 on this like chickpea penne pasta, or here I have gluten-free like animal circus guys. Perfect.
Yes,
let's go.
That's exactly what you need right now. I approve.
So there's food in the grocery stores. Everything will be okay, and you might just find yourself making some nude dinners. For a few weeks.
You are nude.
Yes.
Yes, nude dinners. Make some
make some naked dinners.
challenging naked dinner. Hashtag naked dinner if you're listening to this. So, you guys.
It's not if you're like boiling stuff or.
Yeah, or frying bacon is bad.
Right.
Frying
Ooh.
is bad.
No.
But yeah, here we are all together.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the best you can with what you got, you guys. Like, we love you.
Yeah.
Support anything that you need. If there's someone who's struggling and you feel like this podcast would help them out, please post it on Facebook. Lord knows everyone has enough time now to listen to it.
Yeah. I was thinking about it this morning. Like, there's no, I mean, if you've already scheduled like your 30, 45 hour commute to and from, you now have that like extra 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. Like, you already have those times blocked off.
Yeah.
Like, you're already used to something, so you can put something in there.
Yes.
And do that.
Yeah. So just remember, life is a contact sport.
Fucking win.
She who touches the most lives wins. But right now, maybe like wash your hands.
Don't touch me. I am on team. Don't fucking touch me.
Wash your hands. Don't lick any
Wash your fucking hands.
Stay the
fuck shit at your house. Non-public shit at your house.
Non-public shit at your house. And just remember, someday we're gonna look back on this and it's gonna be over. And you can
Absolutely.
ask yourself, what kind of person did I want to be inside of it? Inside of the madness, inside of the struggle. We love you. We acknowledge that this shit is hard for a lot of people. And there's a lot of scary stuff going on. But let's like lock arms together and just have faith that as human race in general, we're just gonna figure it the fuck out. So I love you guys.
Yeah, we got it.
Sending
love y'all.
I can't wait to watch a movie with you and some Netflix.
Yeah.
Watch a movie and some Netflix. Watch some Netflix and drink some wine.
Same. My brain already understood it. I was like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, obviously that. Cool. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Love you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.